Hey Kelly, and welcome. So this video, how to find land, eh? Don't worry about Tara, she's doing her art today. That's quite cool. That was the fan dance up in Wales when we were there. So anyway, yeah, land. Let's have a proper look, shall we? I've had a lot of questions from you in regards to how we find land and how we go about when we're traveling on the move, or wanting to settle down for a little while whilst the season's rough or bad or the weather's bad and things like that. Well, predominantly, I'll leave it all up here for you. It starts off with Google Maps. So Google Maps, when you've got this sort of area and you zoom into that sort of thing, that's typically what you'll find. Lots and lots and lots of trees. You can't see boundary lines, you can't see anything like that. So with that, what we'll do is you've got Google Maps, and then we'll cross-reference that with either an OS map to find walkways, or you can find them on Google Maps too. However, is it registered? Is it unregistered? Is it owned? Is it not owned? Are you going to get shot at? Is it some farmer's land or anything like that? This is where the land registry comes in. Again, I'll leave it up here for you so you can see. That was in our first frequently asked questions video. We loosely brushed on it just to see if you would find it, get it and stuff like that, but there's still questions. So what we do is, if you see on this map right now, all of that red is unregistered land. All of it. You know, it might seem like a lot, but when you actually zoom in, I'll show you here, where you zoom in, you realise it's only a small amount, a small, tiny amount. But like in this area up Cloynon Village, I think I got that right to you Welsh guys. See, the reservoir and all of that surrounding area is completely registered land, all of it, every single bit of it. However, you can find those little pockets, as it's showing you right now. You can find those tiny little pockets that you're kind of safe, not safe, but then at the same time, is we've always questioned, or we've asked the locals, who owns that land up there? And they'll go, Welsh Water, for instance. Well, Welsh Water aren't out with their bear rabbit guns and looking for you, going, get off my land, get off my land. So that sort of comes under recreational ground to a point, but the owner, Welsh Water, actually own that area. So you're not going to have the witch hunt. You know, there is a bit of discrepancy with what's legal, what's not legal. I mean, literally right on that reservoir, it says no camping. It does say no camping. I'll put some of the pictures up on the screen for you if I can find them, but it says no camping. Although people in vans rock up there and you get the odd tent literally in that picnic area of do not camp here. You know, if it says do not camp here, don't camp here. But yeah, the land registry map, I'll leave a link down in the description for you so you can have a look at it yourself. So yeah, when you come across the bits like that, now be aware, some land that comes up on this map is registered and it's a private registry. So some people, they don't want you knowing whether that land is owned or not owned. So they'll pay an excess. They'll pay an excess to keep that off of the land registry maps. So then you've got to put into an application into HMRC land registry maps, and you've got to pay a fee, and then they'll give you a printout of that certain area for that fee. If you're really gung-ho and you really want to go for it, you know, spend the money to find out. But as a general rule of thumb, a little bit of respect for the land and things like no fires, no chopping down trees, no generally openly taking the piss. I mean, if you're gonna set up just as the sun's going down after you've eaten and things like that, set up, sleep the night, pack down. I mean, we've had it sometimes. We've put up the tent after we've had dinner, we've slept, we've packed down the tent, just put the tarp up for the day. You can't get done for just sitting and having a picnic, right? Even if people are watching you and things like that. So what we tend to do is, yeah, just pack down for the day, clean it away. The weather might clear, so you can go, right, actually, I found a new space just up the road. How about we go to that one? You're 100 metres or 500 metres or half a mile closer to the destination that you want to get. So it's a good sort of practice to have. Just pack down, you know, out of sight, out of mind sort of policy, isn't it? But yeah, Google Maps, then Land Registry. And then off of that Land Registry, what we'll typically do is we'll go back onto Google Maps. We'll drop a pin in that area, because they do have, some areas do have live stats of, especially in country parks or surrounding areas. So you can tell when there's the most amount of traffic to when there's not the most amount of traffic. And all those times, they actually do show you. And so then you can navigate, okay, what's the best time to move? There's less people around, or are you going to move with the most amount of noise? It's that sort of grey man aspect again, like we said in our 20 top tips video, wasn't it? If you are going to move with the crowds, less inconspicuous, you're not carrying trailers, motorbikes, cars, vans, all that sort of thing. You've just got backpacks on, you're going through the area, you'll be absolutely fine. What we tend to do, especially in that sort of busy area, just that area specific, is we'll try and move at the most busiest times. Because if Welsh water, for instance, are like watching out for you, you get lost in the noise. So it's quite a good thing. Anyway, about noise, let's hear something from our sponsor today. As you may or may not know, I suffer with ADHD, and Autism Awareness Month is coming up in April the 2nd. Tozo reached out and they said about these headphones, they're noise cancelling, they couple the ears nicely, even over a hat, and they turn. They turn, they're like that, and they lock off that way. So you've got an active noise cancelling button here. It charges via USB-C. You've also got a wired connection, a 3.5mm jack, if you've got a 3.5mm connector on your phone, or you can pick up adapters for them. Absolutely fantastic. You've got your volume buttons here, and then your power button. This noise cancelling is absolutely fantastic. When I've been in shops or I've had a bit of a meltdown, when you click it, it activates the noise cancellation. When you click it again, it activates transparency mode. So not only can you still hear your music, but you can hear people. Well, I've heard Tara when she's next to me, and I'm like, whoa, that's really weird, but it's quite cool. And then you click it one more time, and that deactivates the noise cancelling. So you can use them like normal headphones. You can also use them to make calls. And there's also a really cool app for them. So you can do like audio equalizers and things like that. And they fold up like that too. So they're pretty good. They're not waterproof, sadly, but that's okay because you don't live outdoors. But because the Autism Awareness Month is coming up, if you're struggling to find something over Easter for your loved ones, for your family, he's got 90 hours of runtime, and yeah, they've been absolutely amazing. Obviously, I can't wear them in my lifestyle, so I have to stick to me small headphones, and it just looks like I'm ignoring everyone. These are sure signs, and the noise cancelling is absolutely fantastic. Go over to Tozo. They're brilliant. It is a members giveaway, and we do have somebody in mind. That's what we like to do for our members channel is to give back to paying subscribers, and just to show a bit of appreciation for them. But go over to Tozo, have a look at the T10s. They've got a whole plethora of different headphones, different gadgets and bits and bobs like that. Anyway, thank you, Tozo. Let's get back into it, shall we? Anyway, now we've got that out of the way. Yeah, so what I'm getting at is Google Maps, Land Registry, then Google Maps again. That's the three phases that we go through. Google Maps, Land Registry, Google Maps. Also, another really cool thing that we have found over the years, trying to advance with technology, like we said before, we don't live outside of the system, we live alongside the system, same as we live alongside technology. Technology is, the pinnacle of human industrial revolution, right? So what we try and do is work with that technology as opposed to push it away. Now, normally we've got paper maps. Most of the time we do have paper maps still. A bit of an addiction, a bit weird, whatever. But Google Earth is brilliant because what you can do is you can get that 3D look. I'll leave it up here for you. You can get that 3D look of the land. So you can see highland and lowland, and you can get a rough feel of that area. Also, after that, what I'll tend to do is go online. I'll go on to Google again, but I'll type in What's happening in those areas? What sort of news has there been? Is there any flash flooding? Is there any forest fires? Is there high vandalism areas? Is, you know, all sorts of things like that. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to have a much more pleasant and quieter time when you're trying to wild camp, or when you're trying to find a new areas that you may not have been to before or not even thought about. You know, they could be closer to home, they could be further afield. So always just check up a little bit on the news. What's happening? What's been happening? Are there any train delays? Is there strong winds in those areas? I mean, you know, you get weather warnings for a reason. So always good to look at weather maps too. I'm constantly looking at them, as you'll know from 2 years ago. Yeah, I hate the weather. The weather hates me. It's always lying. The Met Office is always lying. All these apps are always bloody lying. But it gives you an expectation in which you can start to thrive in that environment, or in those certain areas that you thought might have been inaccessible. Certain areas, I mean, Google Earth, for instance, has like a time-lapse mode, so you can see how things have changed over the years as it goes through. On a phone, when you, I mean, upload speeds, for instance, 100 kilobytes a second. It's a bit slow. It's not even a megabyte, is it? But whatever. So yeah, you can look up those time-lapse modes, and they're absolutely brilliant. Sorry if you're getting any noise at the moment. The farmer's been out and doing all sorts of stuff with his things and bits and bobs. We're not on his land, we're on unregistered land, as we've always said. Also, the advantage of looking up on the maps, looking up the weather, looking up land registry and anything like that, you can see where all the waterways are. Not only that, is you can see if there's a reservoir close by. You can also see a little bit like the River Wye. Now, the River Wye, when we went to the Forest of Dean, when we were living there for a little while, what happened with that is all of a sudden there was a huge influx of Welsh Water and English Water Company, whatever they are, Southern Water or Midwater, I don't know. They're having arguments about sewage in the River Wye. Do you really want to be taking water from the River Wye? Why you would do that, I don't know, right? But it's just one of those things. So yeah, by looking up the maps, by looking up the streams, by looking up the rivers, one thing that Google Maps will not show you, and one thing that no other map will show you, and this is why we swear by the paper maps traditional, is springs. We use a lot of springs that have been around for years. No one even knows they're there anymore. They've been found in middles of fields, in residential areas that people have never known about. It's just been a little bush in the middle of a field, and you've looked on the map and there's a spring there, a natural spring. It is naturally filtered. Therefore, when we use our soya filter, just in case, but we're always boiling it anyway. We only drink water from the sky if we've got a clean tap. But that's one of the added benefits of looking up local news on areas that you want to go to, and having that paper map, is to find those springs. You can pretty much guarantee it is as good as water as you're going to get. Probably better than the bottled water with the microplastics and the stuff that goes through copper pipes and lead pipes into your sink, right? But who are we? We're not water experts. We just read a bit of news from time to time. Anyway, so yes, that procurement of land, and I'm not saying procure the land and stay on the land forever. Always keep on the move, respect it, see your country, as we said in the beginner video. Have a look around, see what you like. Have a look at our playlists, have a look at our frequently asked questions videos. There are 2 of them now. One of them was from 2 years ago and one of them was from last year. So we try and keep you updated on frequently asked questions as the years go by. But until then, Cully, please like, subscribe and share us around. It all really does help out for reach and exposure in the meantime. So yeah, until next time, happy hopping.